So, I'm back doing another little satire on that thing that Jay Leno does sometimes. Second time I've made fun of these guys, but they make fun of everybody else, so there you go. I don't have any pretty girls, but I've got something else. So my question for the day is, my title for the day is, some Americans are psychotic and proud of it. So we could take, if I can read my own notes, which is always a iffy proposition. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, suppose they ask me this, and then here's what I would say. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So they like to say, how many oceans are there? 1. Well, I actually have a different answer here. Okay, I'll go you 3. The Pacific, Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean. How's that? Well, I'm still looking for a couple more. Okay, look. You're probably gonna try to sell me the Southern Ocean, but that's only a proposed ocean. It's not really an ocean yet. Hasn't made the rank, so that doesn't count. It's better off than Pluto, because Pluto used to be a planet. Now they're trying to take planethood away from it and make it into, I don't know, a big hunk of dirty ice. I think is about all they think it is now. It's like a comet. I think its orbit is too cometary, so now there's only 8 planets. They should ask that one to get everybody mad, because all the people that think they know would tell you 9. So, no, you're still looking for how many oceans now? Well, you still want one more? Well, the Arctic is a sea, so I'm not going to give you that one. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stick with 3. You can do that when you're psychotic. Where is the capital of the United States? Ah, come on, I mean, everybody knows that. It's on Wall Street. Next. What language do they speak in Denmark? English. I'm looking for something else. Okay. Well, let me explain it to you this way. Suppose that somebody was a linguist and they were Danish, which there probably are a bunch of Danish linguists. So my linguist speaks French, German, English, Italian, Dutch, Norwegian, and Danish. So then I would ask you, well, isn't it correct that she speaks Danish? Well, yeah, but that's still not that's the answer. Okay, but isn't it also true that she speaks English? Well, yeah, but I asked you what language they speak there. Well, but what is they? The only way that the word they has a meaning is if it refers back. Like, what is it? Is it a pronoun? I don't know. It's like it stands in for something that's already been referenced. Otherwise, it could mean anything. There could be any they. So she and her sister, they speak English around the house. So they speak English in Denmark. Therefore, they speak English in Denmark. And by the way, the literacy in English in Denmark is higher than literacy in English in the United States. So, poofy boofy doofy doo. And I really should have written this bigger. I know these might shine on the lens, but I guess I'm going to have to. Oh, when did the U.S. gain its freedom? Now, they asked a whole bunch of people this. And my answer is 1783. They'll say, no, what, fireworks. Fireworks, that's 4th of July. Well, then what's this September 3rd business? Well, you see, the 4th of July of 1776 was when they signed and delivered the Declaration of Independence to King George's Governor General, I think they called the guy, and let him know that they really were fighting for independence. But they actually started doing that April 19th of 1775, so it was no real big surprise to the British that the United States didn't want to be a colony anymore. Well, the rich white guys that didn't want to pay any taxes didn't want to be a colony anymore. But they actually won the war September 3rd of 1783, so you can't, I mean, you got to count from when they won, because that's when we won our independence, not just when we said we were going to. Lots of people can say they're going to do something, believe me. Okay, what continent is Europe in? Eurasia, that was too easy. Europe, by the way, is not a continent. Neither is Asia. They're both connected. If you get out your world atlas, and you better have a world atlas. If you don't have a world atlas, you send me a message and I'll say, okay, I don't know, I got a goods world atlas, $5 plus postage or something like that. You can PayPal it to me and I'll send you a nice world atlas. It'll be old, but the planet is still here. I didn't know if you knew that. So, Europe and Asia, you got, well, looking from your side, you've got Europe here and then Asia here, and then there's there's the Caspian Sea and the Urals and the Caucasus, two big old mountain ranges that divide Europe from Asia. But they don't really divide them. I mean, there's passes. You can go through the Urals on a train, I think, even. So, I mean, they're attached. That's no good. And that's also why I'm going to answer your continent question now, which is that there's 3. People say, well, no, we were looking for 7. I don't see how you could get down to 3. Okay. North America is attached to South America. When we dug the Panama Canal, we didn't cut the continent in half, kids. We just made a little scratch across it, 30 feet or 40 feet deep or something like that with concrete on the bottom. That doesn't divide a continent in half, kids. You can practically throw a rock across. You probably can throw a rock across. You got a good throwing arm, which I don't. So that's the Americas, which is really one America. So there's the American continent, then there's Eurasia, then there's Africa. America, Eurasia, Africa, 3. Australia's an island, not a continent. They say it's an island and a continent. Bullcrap. A continent's not an island's not a continent. Australia is a great country, really cool people. They talk neat, and they're pretty fun to drink with if you don't let them get you to drink too much. But it's an island, not a continent. And as for Antarctica, it's just too damn cold down there to really decide whether it is one or not. As far as I'm concerned, it's a big hunk of ice. I know there's supposed to be rocks underneath it. Now, I got some questions for you here that you get to do yourself on the honor system. and that's because I think so highly of you. And what it is I got these 5 words, and they're tough. And what you have to do is, they're going to be in the definition section, but I'm going to read them out to you, and then you spell them yourself and write them on an old envelope or something. And then after you take the test, you go in and look in the definitions and see if you spelled them right, and you get credit for spelling them right, and you get credit also for knowing what they were, what they meant. And if you get pretty much any of these, you're not an ignorant boob. Parthenogenesis. I didn't say they were going to be easy. Neutrino. Magnetohydrodynamics. Parachlorobenzotrifluoride. That sounds nasty. C₇H₄ClF₃. Okay, those are your 5 words. Now, all we've got left is for you to subscribe, and you click on the cat, because I don't know why, but YouTube decided to put my cat there, and you have to click on the cat to get to the subscribe. It doesn't, it's hidden. They didn't want me to have something simple like a little thing that says subscribe, so I have a cat. It's alright, because he was a very nice cat when he was around. And then there's a suggested video to watch another one. And then there's a whole list, and those are all going to come up. So I'd like you to look at those, and of course you should like the video. I mean, even if you don't like it, you could do me a favor and like it, couldn't you? Okay, if you don't like it, click I don't like it. Okay, you can do that. You're within your rights. Get down to the comments section and say how great it was or how awful it was. Start an argument with somebody. Please be polite. We've got enough of those ones where people say, "You stupid moron, yabby, yabby, yabby." Well, they're talking about themselves, you know, but I mean, still, who wants to sit and listen to somebody call himself a moron? So, you can do that. And then you can share it too. You can go like, say, "I'll bet my friends on Facebook would like this one." And you go over there on that share, there's a little arrow there. It's like a missile. It's kind of like a North Korean missile. It goes up, and it looks like it's doing okay, and then it kind of... So you click on that thing, and then it'll say, and you can send the thing to Twitter or Facebook. And it's pretty nifty if your buddy finds that in there, and all he does is just click on it, and boom, he's watching the show. That's all there is to it. And then when it ends, you get back to whatever it is that you're doing on Facebook. So, click on the cat, watch some more of the movies, comment. You got the drill. You'll remember those definitions. See if you got the spelling, and see if you knew what all those things were for, or if you knew what any of those things were.